Hello, I'm John.
I'm Glenda. Let's go exploring.
Today we're going to drive Highway 12 from Lolo, Montana, west toward Orofino, Idaho. We're going to start here at Travelers Rest State Park at Lolo, Montana. Travelers Rest State Park is a place where Lewis and Clark took a rest on their trip west.
After leaving St. Louis in May, the Lewis and Clark party camped along the Lolo Creek as they were preparing to cross the Bitterroot Mountains. Lewis wrote, "The weather appearing settled and fair, I determined to halt the next day to rest our horses and take some celestial observations." He called the campground Travelers Rest. The camp was near the present-day Lolo, Montana. This is Lolo Hot Springs. Clark wrote that the water sprouted from the rocks and was nearly boiling hot. Today you can still enjoy those hot springs. Lolo Hot Springs is also where Norman McLean's brother Paul went to gamble, and a river runs through it. We're just starting down the Idaho side of the pass. Look at that sign. You better believe it, too. After crossing the divide at Lolo Pass, Lewis and Clark expedition saw mountains as far as the eye could see. This is a beautiful grove of old western red cedars. There are walking trails on both sides of the highway, and it's a very pleasant stop along the road. Maybe some of these giants saw Lewis and Clark pass by. The next place of interest along the road is Lochsa Lodge in Powell Ranger Station. Oh, look, they have some deer too. Nestled among the trees, you can find this nice place to stop for lunch. Good food. They have cabins to rent in the lodge. There's also a little store here. Get your supplies because it's a long way down the river. By the time Lewis and Clark made camp near here, they and the horses were much fatigued and famished. They wrote that since the hunters had been unsuccessful, we were compelled to kill a colt to eat and named the South Fork Colt Killed Creek, a name that still stands. We will now travel beside the Lochsa River as it winds its curvy way through these mountains. We'll follow this river for about 65 miles till we reach Lowell, Idaho.
This is the Warm Springs Pack Bridge that allows passage of foot traffic, horses, and mules into the Selway Bitterroot Wilderness. There are 3 pack bridges that cross the Lochsa River, the other 2 being Eagle Mountain and Split Creek. A trail from the end of this bridge leads to the Jerry Johnson Hot Springs. The scenery doesn't change much as you travel down the river, but it is interesting and it's beautiful. There are many small streams like this that feed into the Lochsa River.
John says the scenery doesn't change much, but I'm going to disagree with him on this one because I can't wait to see what's around every curve because it's always a little bit different and I'm wanting to see, and it's always beautiful. Check out the waterfall on the left. On a good day, when the water's just right, you can see many kayakers and rafters shooting the rapids.
This is the Pack Bridge at Split Creek.
This is the small community of Lolo, Idaho. Population 23. This is the area where the Selway River, the wild and scenic Selway River, will be joining the Lochsa River. As we've pulled over to take a look at the confluence of these rivers, on the right you can see the wild and scenic Selway River joining the Lochsa River on the left. At this confluence, this will now be considered the middle fork of the Clearwater River. This is the little community of Syringa, Idaho. Syringa is the state flower of Idaho. Meriwether Lewis documented and collected the flower in 1806.
These are trolley cables across the Lochsa River. The trolley car is on the opposite side. The property owner across the river uses this trolley car to get across the river from the highway.
There are several such trolleys along this road. Across the river is Kuski, Idaho. We're just entering the town of Kamei. On their journey back home in 1806, Lewis and Clark waited here 6 weeks for the snow to melt on the Bitterroot Mountains before they could continue their long journey home. We're just entering Orofino, Idaho. Orofino means fine gold. It was founded as a mining camp. But even before that, Lewis and Clark had finally made it back to navigable waters after the arduous journey over the mountains. Clark began the canoe-making process, and he asked Twisted Hair, a Nez Perce chief, to keep their horses until they came back in the spring.
From here you can see Dwarak Dam in the distance. Dwarak was completed in 1973 and stands 717 feet high. It's the third tallest dam in the United States.
It produces electricity and also has the world's largest steelhead hatchery. It's 163 miles from Lolo, Montana to Orofino, Idaho. We cruised along quite comfortably today, but it must have been a truly arduous journey for Lewis and Clark. The Clearwater River continues on to Lewiston, Idaho, where it will join up with the Snake River. But this is the end of our journey today. We are turning off here. Hope you've enjoyed the ride.